Hey, what's up? So this is the 4K 60 FPS Elgato webcam. I just picked it up through an honor system. It was for free. It's a $300 webcam, but there's an honor system at my work, and I've been copying a lot of electronics with points. I don't have to spend the money myself. I've been wanting this 4K webcam for a while. I did have the 1080/60 Facecam right here, a little bulky. The 4K one's even bigger, but it's wider, so it looks better than this. This thing looked... The aesthetics of this weren't I didn't really like, but it was a great web camera, and I'm going to use it as a secondary if no one wants to purchase it. Still a great camera, and yeah, we'll use it as a secondary. I think this still runs 150, 100 on sale. I'll tether out to take the bottom piece off and then tether it onto a pod. But yeah, do I like the camera? It's great. I got to work on the graininess. It's an issue I had with the Facecam too. I'm sure I could tweak it out rather quickly, but it's not a big deal in all honesty. Once I get that tweaked out, it's amazing. The app lets you zoom, tilt, everything. Now I'm streaming, or I'm recording in 1080, so I don't think you're seeing the full effects of the 4K, but it's definitely, you know, clearer in general. And this has autofocus, and it works quite well. It's right below a DSLR setup. I didn't want to, spend $800 on a lens, $700 on a lens. I respect people that do, because the image quality is definitely probably a bit superior to this. So I totally get why people go with that setup. And it is. DSLRs are like the creme de la crop. But if you want to go right below that and bang for your buck, it's cheaper. But I mean, you're still in the $300 territory. You could go throw several hundred more dollars and get the Sony with the lens. It's still triple the cost though. And you need a charge pack, a conversion kit, but I'm not going that route. I wanted right below that, and I'm happy with this. Here's all the way zoomed. Yeah, I like it on like 150. It's like right below a DSLR. I think it looks amazing. The FOV is 90 compared to the Facecam's 80 or 85, so you can even see further into my Funko collection over there. Don't mind the room. It's been a long week. We've been very busy, and I got to go back into work here in 45 minutes. But it's Friday. We get the weekend off. Would I recommend it? If you have the money, sure, and you don't want to go with the DSLR setup, I would recommend it. Once I get the graininess out, which you can adjust a lot of things within the app. The exposure, the flicker, the saturation, all that. It's all in here. You can also pan when you zoom in. Whichever way you want. Pan, tilt, left, right. It's really nifty. The lens in this thing is awesome. This isn't going to be a super in-depth review or anything. Just, a streamer / mild content creator's opinion. Yeah, I like it. But it was free through an honor system at my work, so I'm being honest about that. Would I have paid $300 for it? If I wouldn't have had the Facecam Pro, I would have. But the Facecam. When I had the Facecam 1080/60, I was just going to settle for this until I saw the 4K pop up on the honor system, and I had enough points. A lot of us at work were sending a lot of points to each other, and I picked it up because free's free, right? Now, if you don't have the budget, I would not recommend it. I would go with the regular C920, maybe get the 4K kitty. Maybe go with the regular Facecam for 100 when it's on sale if you want 1080/60. The C920 and the older cams only run 30 FPS and 1080, unfortunately. But if you drop it to 720, they'll go up to 60. The Brio runs 4K at 30. That's the only issue with it, but I think it does 1080 and 70, or it does 60 FPS in 1080. So you could go that route too and still get 4K. And I think it's a good $100 less than the Elgato. I think this is the only web camera that hits 60 FPS and 4K right now. I'm sure in a year or two that'll be subject to change. And the price point on this may come down to 200, right? Who knows? It could go up with electronics. You don't know, but it'll probably come down. Am I loving it? I do. I just got to get the graininess out. That's all I got to work on. When you zoom in, it's literally right below a DSLR setup, honestly. I think it looks great. You can zoom in when you're gaming, or you can do the wide view if you want to show off your background. Once again, I apologize for the room. It shows off a lot behind you, which is cool. I'm a big fan, but like I said, for free, obviously I'm going to use it. If I had a DSLR setup, if I wanted that, I'd be using that. And I probably, if you want the creme de la crop, go with that. But for me, I'm happy with it. And I just want my, even my vlogs to look better. And I like that I can zoom in on my face. You can do that with the Facecam as well, but it's not as clear with the autofocus and everything. But, yeah, and I got to work on my lighting, the graininess, and then the picture quality will expedite with that, right? But there's not much more to say. I'm happy with it. I should probably show off. You can do saturation levels, contrast. You can really tweak out. I'll be able to tweak out that graininess, I think. The flicker, exposure, shutter speeds. You know, you can mess with all this, the white balance. The app's really straightforward, easy to use. You can, and it has an onboard memory, so whatever you save, it saves to the web camera. So when you move I think if you move the web camera around, it'll save the settings. But yeah, that's really about it. It's, if you're just a mild streamer and you don't have a big much of a budget, I would pass on it and go with something cheaper. You got the money and you don't want to go DSLR, definitely worth it. Not too in depth. I'm pretty lame with reviews. It's just something I picked up. I figured I'd talk about it. But yeah, easy.